Good morning. It's turned out nice again. It's Monday, the 24th of January, 2022, I think. Yeah. And you're watching KopTalk.tv. Right. How's it going, guys? Right now, listen, if you can hear a noise in the back, like a woo, it's the heat. It's fucking freezing in my office in here today. Yeah, all right. It was never a penalty, was it? Now, some of you that follow me on Twitter at Duncan Oldham, you'll have seen me put a tweet out yesterday because I was in town, right, when the game was on. And I couldn't watch it. And so I had my earphones in, right? And I was walking around listening to the match. Well, trying to listen to it. I was trying to listen to it on BBC Radio 5 Live. And they have all sorts of, like, technology to try and stop people like me overseas listening to the games, you know? So it kept cutting in and out all the time. I think that was more to do with my mobile phone signal, to be honest. So then I heard, like, penalty. And then I could hear none of the discussion around it as to whether it was a penalty or not. I was passing a bar at the time, and they had a big screen on. So I was stood outside, having a little nosy. So I saw the penalty and everything, but I didn't see the actual incident. And so I went on Twitter and said, "Guys, I'm trying to listen to." Sorry, guys, it's makeup department have let me down. I know what you're thinking, but I've got to try every single thing I fucking can at my age. Hey, I've got to tell you this and all. Yesterday, I met someone that was born on the exact same day as me. That's freaky shit, isn't it? Lottery ticket today, I think. Exact same date of birth. I don't just mean like the same birthday. The exact date, Friday the 13th. Oh, Friday the 13th as well. And the same time, afternoon, freaky or what? Anyway, so I saw the penalty and everything, and I didn't see it at the time as to what it was. And, some of you messaged me and said, "Don't man, no way in the world was that a penalty." Well, I saw it last night, obviously, when I was in, after I'd taken care of business. And, that was incredible. Anyway, so I just wanted to touch on that. And the reason why I wanted to mention that really was the radio side of things. I don't know if any of you guys ever listen to Liverpool, on the radio. I love it. I really like it. It's a bit old school for me. And I don't mean like listening to like the official LFC website stream or something like that. No, that'd be pants. I mean like proper radio. And I remember as a kid when I was, say, 14, 15, going on holiday with my mum and dad and that, and we'd be in Malta or somewhere like that, across Europe. And I'd be like raging, like, I need to listen to because the games were not broadcast back then, guys, like they are now. And even if they were, I'd probably be with my mum and dad somewhere, And I'll never forget this day. It was Liverpool-Everton, believe it or not, and we were, believe it or not, why is that? Anyway, and we were by the swimming pool at the hotel. We had to be there because my dad's dad had come over. He's not really my granddad because my dad was not my real blood father. Oh God, this is getting complicated, isn't it? But he was a nice man, and so they'd come to see us for the day. So it was like, no, we're not going out to watch the football. Well, I was fucking raging. I was 15, and I remember I had this little radio, tiny little radio. Actually, it's pretty big, girls. You know what I'm saying? It's a grower, and it was this massive. It was this massive, right? And I remembered like just trying to listen to the match on BBC World Service. Who remembers doing things like that? There was no internet then, remember? Who remembers that? Do you remember doing that, going on holiday, listening to the BBC World Service? And literally, it sounds like something from World War II, doesn't it? Where it sort of like drifts in, the signal, and then drifts out. It's really weird, because it's on AM, isn't it? So, I don't... What a boring video. I don't know, it just brought back memories yesterday of listening to football on the radio. And when the fans were banned from going to the games because of COVID, I said to a few people, I went, instead of watching the games where you can see the empty stadiums, listen to it on the wireless on the radio. It's bloody brilliant. It was miles better. Anyway, I just wanted to tell you that. So let me tell you in a minute. So let me keep talking. You all right? Yeah, I feel like we haven't spoke for a while. And I made an effort, so I've come down into this huge room. This isn't where I normally make the videos, by the way, because that's grey background for the observant ones. I've got my lights on around me, but yeah, it's cold. It's really cold. Anyway, so I'll get my car MOT to me. No, you don't know about that either. What we're going to talk about? Right, that's what I was going to talk about. We're going to have a look at the league table because I don't know, I got a little bit of hope this weekend. Manchester United played 23, Liverpool 22, and Chelsea at 24 in third place. Now, in terms of points difference, we are 9 points behind City, with a game in hand. Now, I know it's clutching, but never say never, you know what I'm saying? I just like it to be close. Do you know what I mean? Because otherwise it's like, it's gone now. And then each game is not really important to me. And it's just piqued me a little bit. It's just piqued me interest a little bit, because I've been a bit down really with the football. And I'll tell you what, well, if you follow the KopTalk podcast, you'll know why, if you're on the members website, maybe I've discussed it on there. But just these owners, they suck the enthusiasm out of me, guys. We're on the 24th of January. And, I appreciate the January window is a very difficult window to navigate, because clubs don't want to sell the players. And, there's premiums on players and things like that. But I know that the majority of you guys will have gone into this window thinking like me, well, I hope we do something, but we will, because then fucking... And I know that. And it's just that little bit of, it just drags you down, and in the back of my mind, I've been hopeful all the time. I keep thinking, come on. And there's still time. And maybe I'm a div, but I'm keeping the faith a little bit. And I'll tell you why. I've noticed in the last few days, maybe 4 days, 5 days, because we've just had the weekend, they've started mentioning a few more players with us with a bit more credibility, younger players as well. And, where was I looking? I wanted to look at the rumours actually today, and I just saw a couple of these names come up actually. Eduardo Camavinga, for example. He's been mentioned a few times in the last few days. He's, 19. Bugalugs. Carvalho. All right, we discussed him on the podcast recently and said, keep an eye out for him. We know that the boss likes him, and then more around the same time as that, around the I'm not saying that I said it before anyone or anything. It was more or less around the same day or two. We started to hear a bit more chatter about that. So there's been increased chatter. I think there was another one as well, around 3 players in particular, but a little bit younger, and the general vibe with regards, what you would call maybe primary targets or the more expensive, exciting ones, has been those people that, are in the know. We're not talking about Twitter twats now or anything. Just the people that, I've got a good relationship with the club, that the club brief from time to time. They've all been saying that Liverpool won't do anything on the, like with the likes of Rafinha, for example, this window. You see, I think you should keep an eye on what happens with that Rafinha. But and Jared Bowen, I think the Bowen one is a very strong, possibility. But to be honest with you, I couldn't talk about it all in this video because we'd be here for hours. And you know what I'm like when I get talking. You'd need to listen to the KopTalk podcast for that, and because I explain it, a little bit better. I think probably over an hour. But I guess what I'm trying to say is, I think that the Mo Salah contract situation this month has greatly affected everything because, if he stays, which I think he will, if he stays, then that means Liverpool have made a substantial outlay, so therefore that affects other potential deals. If he leaves, Liverpool then have more money to play with, but then have to recruit. And I think that whole Mo Salah situation has greatly affected things. I think if we'd have had an answer by now, not an answer, that makes it sound like we're waiting for an answer from someone. I think if we'd have had an outcome by now, that the transfer window this month would have been a lot clearer, So, I wouldn't say we won't do anything. I know time's running out and you guys won't expect anything to happen. But, I just think that if they can get through another window, when I say they, I mean the owners, if they can get through another window without having to, spend significantly, I think that, that then they can turn around and say, well, we can do, let's give them a bit more then, because we've saved a fucking packet. See, this is what I mean. You see now I'm starting to think about them now. But they're doing my head in, guys. I don't hate the owners, but I certainly don't like them. All I want, right, is to feel that we can compete. Now, I know what you're thinking. You might think, yeah, but realistically, we can't compete with Man City. Yeah, that's because they've managed you into believing that. Yeah, that's fucking telling you. No, but even if you said, there's other clubs, sometimes sign players, and I think, well, why didn't we get that player? He was 15 million, or he was 20 million, or he was a loan. We could have done that easy. He would easily have come to us over now. But we don't even do that. And then more and more people now are saying Klopp he's a yes man. I don't think Klopp is a yes man. Rodgers was a bit like that. But in fairness, Rodgers in the end did take him on, didn't he? You know what I mean? But Rodgers, you see, Rodgers was a trainee. He wasn't a Rafa, was he? He wasn't greatly experienced. He couldn't turn around and say, hang on a minute, I've won this, I've won that. So Rodgers really wasn't in a position to challenge them, I don't think. Whereas Klopp is, because Klopp can say, well, I've done this and I've delivered that, so you need to... But he's not like that, because I think with Klopp is that he knows the working environment that he signed up to. So how can he turn around later and go, I'm not happy with this? Because they can turn around and say, but you know how we operate. You extended your contract. You knew the circumstances, and that's what Klopp is. I think Klopp's just respectful. I think he's frustrated as much as the rest of us. And I think we saw that maybe a year ago really bad. But, I don't think he's a yes man in that sense where he's going, oh, okay. No. Would you, come on. I think he's just like, well, it's just the way it is at Liverpool. That's it. Would you not agree with that statement? And, I just think that what he could do if he was given the support would be incredible. But listen, I don't want this to be like a video about them. I'm just trying to tell you where I've been in terms of it all mentally. It comes into another transfer window and I'm like, oh, well, that won't happen. Oh, Vlahovic. Oh, yeah, I would love to see him at Liverpool. Klopp would love him at Liverpool, but it won't fucking happen. And when you think like that all the time, it's not very exciting, is it? Do you know what I mean, guys? I think you know what I mean. It's nice to see you anyway. Oh, fucking hell. 11:11 it says on my screen. Hey, these date things are getting a bit freaky. Although technically that's the time. I'll be honest with you, that coffee's shit. Right, what I'm going to do, I'm going to try and make you a video every day this week. At least one video. I'll be honest with you, right? I've been fed up with it. It's been cold and miserable. This room I'm in now is not the warmest room in my house. It's massive. If you could see the side of this, it's massive. That's what she said. And so I get a bit like, well, what's the point, But I'm very grateful to you guys that stick with me. And it's good to see you guys that came along on Friday night on here on the stream. Cracking night Friday. Really enjoyed it. One of the best streams ever on here. I might try and avoid doing one next Friday, but I'm sure I'll be here. Nothing changes, does it? So, anyway, I just wanted to do a chill video, really. What else can we talk about? So, Arsenal face competition from Juventus for Vlahovic, it says here. Now, this is the Times that's saying this. But, the general chatter seems to be that he's not wanting to make a move for financial reasons. I think Arsenal have offered him, a very lucrative deal. But he's like, no, you're all right, thanks. I think he'd jump at coming to Liverpool. Fiorentina chief executive Joe Barone has accused Vlahovic of ignoring the club's calls after a reported bid from Arsenal. And if he goes to Arsenal, I'll be devastated. I really like him. But, we have, many emails on the KopTalk podcast. Listen, if you want to listen to the KopTalk podcast, it's on Spotify, Apple. Just download a podcast app. I use Pocket Casts. Brilliant app. Fantastic app. And we talk about Vlahovic quite a bit on there. Adam is regularly emailing me, and he was saying last week, I think, that, the same sort of thing. Will Liverpool really go and spend that sort of money on a player like that? And this is what I mean. So you've got, and then people are thinking that we're going to go for Bellingham. Bellingham would be a great acquisition. But can you really see that happening unless they sell Salah or someone first? Do you know what I mean? Would it? How would you feel? Your life as a Liverpool supporter, I think, would change today if Liverpool announced, right, all right, it's January, pretend it's the middle of the summer. If Liverpool announced the signing of Bellingham, or Vlahovic, yeah, or Rafinha, without having to have sold someone first. When was the last time that we did anything like that? It certainly feels like ages ago. And we had James Pearce the other day, and I've got nothing against James Pearce, you know, they've all got the jobs to do and they do it in a particular way for whatever reasons. But James Pearce was saying the other day, you know, about Jota, he'd done some, you know, gushing piece about Jota, and we all know how great he is. But how long ago was it when we signed him? You know what I mean? And the message behind it was, this is what Jurgen Klopp can do without having to spend a lot of money. That was the point of the article. Great. We know what Klopp can do without having to spend a lot of money. So just think if he didn't spend a lot of money on 2 or 3 other players like that and what he could make them then. Meters our fucking way, you know? So you've got that side of it, haven't you? I'm trying not to get wound up. But it's right. It's fucking right. And what happens when Klopp goes? Then what? Well, fuck, that's what. No wonder Michael Edwards is off. I'm fucking convinced Michael Edwards is off because of that. I'm absolutely convinced. But there you go. That's a conspiracy theory. Right, I'm trying not to be too grumpy and miserable today. Fabio Cavallo, we know that's genuine. That was, you know, we know that. Look, you know, I'd be happy if we signed someone like that, or even Camavinga. I can't remember who the third one was that I was thinking about. Haven't really addressed things today. I'll be honest with you, I recorded a podcast earlier, 40 minutes long. When I went to hit stop, it wasn't even recording, so I actually had to walk away from this room and come back. So I wanted to record a podcast for you today, but there's a chance that it might not happen because I'm still angry about it. But this should have been a live stream, really, shouldn't it? I should have done a live stream. I don't know. Look, I'm keeping the faith. Okay, I'm keeping the faith. I'm not ruling out anything. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section. You know, some of you that, you know, support my channel on here, that have joined the channel, you know, I watch who joins, I watch who drops out. You know, I'm so grateful that you continue to support this channel when we go through that little period where there's nothing to talk about, because there isn't anything to talk about, guys, or there hasn't been, I don't think. I've never been one to record a video, you know, on the Monday morning talking about the game. And that's because you all know the outcome of the game. You know all that. You've watched all the professionals, you know. And I like fan content and opinion and that, but it depends who people are. I don't really want to see like 2 or 3 football fans sat discussing a game. It doesn't interest me. As far as I'm concerned, when you know, a game finishes, I like to listen to what the professionals, you know, the experienced people have to say about it. I'm not really interested in what some kid thinks about it anywhere. And then that's it. It's over for me. So when that game finished yesterday, and I watched the post-match analysis, for me that's finished. I don't need to talk about it today because I'm already looking forward to the next game, you know. So yeah, for me, I've always been one that I'm more bothered about what's happening in terms of, you know, the squad, you know, and ambition and the owners and the ins and outs, the things that's happening off the pitch, maybe more so I talk about. And in terms of that, I don't think there's been much to go on really. You know, I could record a video every day of the week for you, you know, but what would we be talking about? That we might be signing Kylian Mbappe when really we know that's never going to fucking happen. So I don't patronise you, but, you know, I'm very grateful to those of you that are members of this YouTube channel that don't go, oh, you haven't made a video for a couple of weeks, so I'm fucking, you know, I'm very, very, very appreciative of that, guys. Without you, things would be a lot harder. It's very true. And especially my KopTalk members as well, and the people that support the podcast. So I would like to make another video for you today, if I'm completely honest with you. I haven't really looked at things yet today. It's still, you know, early for me. I'm going to have this cup of coffee. and I'll upload this video, and I'll see, I'll have a look, see if there's anything worth talking about. It was really more of just like a little catch up, to be honest with you. All right, I'll stop waffling, otherwise I'll be here for ages. I'll see if we can find something to talk about. Maybe like some short videos or something like that. I'd like to get a few videos out for you guys. Excuse me. Hey, before we go, I go to the pub on a Monday and a Friday to see my mates. Obviously on a Friday I do have a drink, and then I come back and stream on here with you guys. On a Monday I don't have a drink, right? Because I can't be doing that. During the pandemic, it was like that every day of the week, stuck in the house and that. But my mate, right, 4 of us, we meet up and we go for a pint. Well, my mate messaged the group last night. He says, we can't meet there tomorrow, lads, because we always go to the same place. He says, we can't meet there tomorrow. I've been bad. It's been bad. And landlord's a friend of mine, and we're all friends, and he's been bad. Fuck knows what's happened yesterday. He was in there yesterday. I think he had a disagreement with someone, so fuck knows what's happening this afternoon. I mean, I knew you needed to know that. You know what I'm saying? Look at it like this. If I was some budding YouTuber, right, some young kid with lots of energy, right, you'd have to listen to me going like this, yo, what's up? And all that shit. How's it going, guys? Hey, well, let's talk for 3 minutes. Because YouTube, they're sending me like little like YouTube school videos. And they say, this is how to keep your audio engaged. Don't make your videos longer than 3 minutes for maximum advertising potential. Fuck off, silly cunts. I couldn't give a fuck if someone's watching it or not, to be honest with you. As long as my members are here, that's all that matters. I know how to keep them engaged. I just get a little bit of fluff just here, stood next to me here. I can do that. Do you want me to do that? If you drop enough comments in, I can do that. It won't fall under YouTube's terms of services problems at all. No. Now we can easily get someone in here. No. Fucking come on, guys. Might be a big lad, but I've got plenty of aspirin. I'd rather have a bacon sandwich, to be honest. Right, I'll be back in a bit.